is going to come out with a vengeance this year after having a winless season last year, winning the title. But let's give you the starting lineup. Starting on the pole in the number 3 car from Monroe, North Carolina. We love him because we know him as the Flying Taco. It's Danny Probst. To the outside, the driver from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, the Tobacco Ridge, number 9. It's Kyle Southern.
Inside of row 2 from King, North Carolina, it's the Snowman in the number 91, Junior Snow. Outside of him, row number 2, the number 37 from Tobaccosville, North Carolina, Mike Speeney.
Speeney there from Tobaccoville, North Carolina. One heck of a race car right there. Starting on the 3rd row on the inside is his brother, the driver of the Carolina Waterjet number 10 from King, North Carolina, Dan Speeney. And to the outside, driver of the Greg Butcher Trucking, number 5, it's the veteran, Randy Butner.
The number 1 will roll off inside of row number 4. That's Burt Myers out of Walnut Cove, North Carolina. We'll see if he can rebound from a rough first race. And John Holloman in the 69 to the outside of him.
Starting 9th tonight in the number 16, they call him the Showstopper. From Mount Airy, North Carolina, it's Chris Fleming. And to the outside of the Q104 car from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, former Dash Series driver, it's Brandon Ward.
In the number 75, he is leading the height of the sail panel race tonight. That's Lee Jeffries out of Walberg, North Carolina. And on the outside of row number 6, the number 44, Daniel Beeson. The 44 always reminds me of Mara Fiore.
Well, the driver on the inside of in the lucky 13 spot tonight is the driver that is possibly the luckiest driver here tonight at Bowman Gray Stadium, where the disqualification awards him win number 98 of his career at Bowman Gray Stadium. It's the driver from Tobaccoville, North Carolina, of the Jerry Hunt Supercenter, Hayes Jewelers Units number 83. It's the Rocket, Tim Brown. And to the outside, the number 4, starting 14th. He took the checkered flag but was disqualified. The driver of the QRC HVAC, number 4 from Walnut Cove, North Carolina. Seeking retribution in the second race, it's Jason Myers.
Yep, they inverted the top 14, so that makes Bryant Robertson in the 72 starting 15th, not the luckiest guy here tonight, that's for sure. And to his outside, row number 8, the 99 out of Mount Airy, William Smith.
Crab Smith there, one of the great veterans of our modified wars. Here to the inside of the next row, starting 17th tonight in the Phoenix Packaging number 77. It's the lovely Susan Harwell. To the outside, one of the oldest chassis in the field, Gerald Robinson Jr. Now rounding out the rest of the field, Ethan Stoltz, Eddie Collins, Luke Smith, Corey Lovett, and Brandon Butner rolls out the 23-car field here at the Madhouse. We are set to go green, twin 25s. This is the only time you'll see them double file.
Man, I've always looked forward to my dad was racing street stocks back at Wall Stadium, the twin 20 nights, and I'm pumped to see the fire up of this second twin 25.
These are the drivers that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. The modifieds fire off green. Twin 25 number 2 is underway.
Man, Kyle Southern is giving the Flying Taco a run for his money on the outside like we saw in the Sportsman race. They were bouncing off each other before they even got to the start-finish line. Ooh!
Around goes Kyle Southern in the grass from the front bumper of the number 51 of Junior Snow. Yellow flag is out, 1 lap into this modified 25-lap event. Southern spinning into the infield grass.
The Snowman throwing some snowballs early in this one, isn't he?
Well, you know, they did check up going into that turn, and, you know, they were kind of jockeying for position there. And, you know, I think Junior was anticipating they were going to go into that turn a little bit hotter.
Yeah, well, look, Danny Probst in the 3 and Kyle Southern in the 9, they were bouncing off each other coming to the green. The 9 was holding them down, and they got it continued all the way around the track. So sometimes when you're in third, and as hard as it is to pass once it gets single file here, you got to kind of take what you can get, and if you roll in the corner a little bit hard and they check up, sometimes someone goes around.
Well, that number 9 was involved in a ferocious crash into the tire barrier on the entry to pit road last week. So here is the replay right here as they motor down into turn number 3. Probst kind of checks up, gets up into him, and then that Junior Snow, well, it looks like the 9 kind of just hooked around on his own, and Snow, you know, really luckily avoided him.
That's a Doug Kobe-inspired paint scheme right there. It's one of the nicest-looking cars in the pits, though, for sure.
Beautiful paint scheme on that number 9 machine, and beautiful race car up at the front of our field. Of course, the driver in the number 3 machine. Burgundy and red, pretty cool looking paint scheme on that Crossroads Body Shop E-Metals number 3 of Danny Probst with one of the most colorful characters in our field. But hey, speaking of colorful characters, the former college baseball player starts now to the rear bumper of that number 3, Junior Snow. And Junior really has been hot as of late. He has the last time we were out here in the Twin 50s, he finished 4th and 2nd in those Twin 50s. So the Snowman, they were telling me last week that they found something in the car that was bound up. So for weeks they had been struggling and wondering what's going on with this car, and every time they'd adjust it and take swings, it was just erratic in the what was going on in that PSR chassis. And this is a smart kid. He works at PSR on these cars, and they found something the other week that had the car bound up, and you see it in his results. Since they found it, you see it in the speed of this car on the track.
Yeah, Phil Stefanelli and Neil and everybody at PSR. I went to that facility a couple weeks ago, and man, it's nice. Second to none. What they've been doing, the telemetry they have, all the work they're able to do. When I went there, they were having full-blown pit practice for the Smart Tour, so it's really cool to see what they've been able to build there. And as you've watched in the Northeast and in New Smyrna, Tommy Baldwin's boys have been racing.
Yeah.
And every time I talk to Jimmy Blewett and we talk about them, he says, they're professional athletes. They pick stuff up quicker than everybody else. College baseball is no joke. And you have to be able to adapt, and you have to be able to watch film and figure out what you're doing, and that if he's been able to take that and used it and put it towards his racing, it's going to be a great advantage for him.
Well, he's a very personable young man, is Junior Snow, and he started racing. He raced go-karts, but he raced mini stocks here. That's where I remember seeing him start, and then remember seeing him in a 602 modified as well. But last year, making the move up to the full-fledged modifieds and scoring a win in his rookie season, and that attracted that, and his colorful personality. The whole Snowman deal has attracted sponsorship. Units Moving and Storage, DL Outfitters, Best Logistics Group. Mia Stokes Foundation he races for, but it's really cool to see the sponsors follow a very young and impressive young man.
Yeah, and he's going to have a shot here. Single file restart. The lights are out. We're coming to the green. It's been great to get to know Snowman tonight, but if Danny Probst, the Flying Taco, is selling any T-shirts, I am buying one on my way out tonight.
I'll tell you what, if he wins, man, I think he's going to treat tacos for everybody.
I might go to Victory Lane.
A crowd favorite leads him to green, and onto the loud pedal comes the Flying Taco Danny Probst. He's going to block the bottom and lets off the gas super early there. He's got a rear bumper full of the Snowman.
Now, talking to him today, he has been fighting a tight condition, and he can't quite figure out exactly what's been going on. We're going to see if they got it worked out or not.
Probst in the lead, controlling this race, but now
Caution.
The bumper comes, and the yellow flag at the same time. Bryant Robertson is spun in the south turn. The number 72 making his debut, a longtime competitor in the street stock wars and a longtime competitor here at Bowman Gray Stadium, sportsman driver, and now making his debut this year in a modified. Great to see that 72 out, but that's not the direction he wants to be pointing.
I hope they show him get righted here. If they do, you need to see. You can take a look right here on the door. Look at this, Dillner. This door is cut out for the full-figured man.
Hey, that's right, because if I had a modified, I'd have that thing cut out about halfway more.
Hey, it's good. It's good. I credit that to our buddy Felix back home in Wall Stadium. He was the first one. We had a little fab shop
was
back
that
home.
Bouchard?
I don't know, but in my life, we had a little fab shop back home.
Dude.
We made a door with a hinge that came down, and it said it said for the full-figured man.
Yeah, baby. And Bryant Robertson he's a man's man right there. Let's clarify some things. Getting a note from the officials here. I heard that news from Gray Garrison, but an official telling us that the DQ for Jason Myers was actually for changing his tires. So that was the alteration, changing his tires before the race started.
Okay, so he went to a set that he wasn't allowed to run?
I gather.
Okay.
That's what I know was, quote, change his tires before the race.
Okay, so everybody
if he changed a tire that wasn't approved to be on there, my assumption is that's what it was. So,
man, is that awkward or not? Because he broke his dad's record, they hugged in Victory Lane, and now it's like, oh man,
the Gary Myers fist pump in the air was just something I love because, you got to love Gary Myers. Such an important part of modified racing in the Southeast. So,
man, I'll tell you what, that choose cone in the sports and race has left me wanting more of that. So these single file restarts, although they're good and they're a whole nother discipline in themselves to be good at, man, that choose cone was so good. But the 3 car's been struggling tight again. The 51 just had a run on him. Let's see what he can do on this next restart.
All right, lights are out. Pace car is in. 3 laps on the board, and the number 3 leads them to green. Ooh. Junior Snow steps to the bottom. He's going to try to get the spot. He gets into him into turn number 1. Probst with a magnificent save.
Probst is on full defense here. When you have a car that's tight like that, you're on full defense. See how much he shears off the bottom?
Right there, he drove it probably too hard into the south turn and throughout the turn. To play defense
Caution.
here.
Big pile up.
Big pile up. My gosh.
That's Tim Brown right in the middle of it. A lot of your points leaders.
The number 75 of Lee Jeffries is involved as he rolls away. Jason Myers was stopped there. Tim Brown, the number 83 right there, your winner of the first race.
It's not going to be 3 runs in a row for Tim Brown.
Probably not.
This is going to hurt his average. Like we said, the points are not based off of just each race alone. It's an average of your night.
Okay, here's the Flow Racing replay as we look back in the field here to see what happened. Chris Fleming on the bottom there, and it looks like John Holloman spins around. Lee Jeffries gets it to him, and that stacks him up. Butner involved as well.
That's the second time tonight that he's gotten out of shape in that patch where they put the speedy dry down. Remember on the initial start, was it this race or the first one where he just about wrecked the whole field?
Yeah, he did at the initial. John Holloman's car is just not really handling today.
No, not a lot of regular bite.
So it's hard to see, too, because that's a very talented young man, and they've struggled with some demons in that old race car, the number 69.
Yeah, I got to know John Holloman when he raced K&N cars. He came down and he worked out of Randy LaJoy's shop there. So got to know those guys and just knew that he was a Bowman Gray legend. And he what was he? What did he cut his teeth in? Was it Sportsman, Street Stocks, or Mini Stocks? What was it that John Holloman cut his teeth in?
John Holloman raced in the Street Stocks here and then the Sportsman cars. Okay. So, but before that, he was Bandoleros. I mean, I remember when he was a little kid running Bandoleros.
So this is going to hurt, like you said, Tim Brown. But the good news for Tim is that everybody behind him stopped as well. So he's just going to re-rack, looks like in about the 10th position. The crazy part about this racetrack is how quickly, and it's magnified in a 100-lap race, right? You don't see it as much in a 25-lap race, but you can. How quickly you can go from the back to the front to the back to the front just because of moving and shaking, especially when there's a choose cone restart. You know, we saw in the last race, guys, just your points leader.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, especially on double points night here. Double points, single file, not much room for error in this race. Like the last race, you could come up to the front, you could come to the back, go to the back, go to the front. There's a lot of movement in the lineup.
Yeah.
For the single file, no choose cone restarts here in the Twin 25s on double points night.
Yeah.
This is a tough run for these modified drivers. They need to stay consistent. Mike Speeney in the pits in that blue number 10 under this caution flag. There's Burt Myers, number 1, the driver of the Citrus Safe Backyard Leisure number 1 from Walnut Cove, North Carolina.
I'd be interested to see if that thing. I
think the window net came down on the 10 car is what I'm being told. Window net, I believe, came down on the number 10 car. That's tough.
Yeah, you don't want that thing down.
If I was him, I would have tried to pull over and see if he could get help from the track crew.
Yeah, you got
to see
if
try, right?
That's the worst they can say is no. So yeah, the story of this race so far, I feel like, has exactly what we talked to Danny Probst in the pits today about: a tight race car. He's battling a tight race car now. Can he hold on to it for another 20 laps over the Snowman? I'm not sure.
He's not used to running up front. He's started up front a few times, but this is a driver that admittedly is not one of your big time front runners here with a big budget.
Yeah.
He's an underdog. And you got to love an underdog. Seeing that's the one thing about these Twin 25s that Bowman Gray Stadium does like that with the invert, depending on what it is, it gives a chance for some drivers that typically maybe don't start up front to get a shot at a win. And it looks like John Holloman's pulling up.
Yeah, the lights are off.
Lights are off. He might not want to come to pit road right now. I think he's going to fade back. Yep. So here we go, coming back to green with 20 laps to go for the Brad's Golf Cars Modifieds. Green flag is out off of turn number 4. Danny Probst is your leader with a bumper full of the snowman.
Let's see if he gets settled in. The more he leads, ooh.
Oh, here comes Junior Snow peeking to the bottom. We'll use the bumper again. He gets into him, gently nudges him up. Side by side, sideways goes Snow.
Rush the gas a little bit there. He's kicking himself for that. Ooh, the Flying Taco's gonna give up the bottom here.
Great battle at Bowman Gray Stadium for the lead. Give the lead to the Snowman. Here comes Mike Speeney, the number 37, to the bottom.
Man, Speeney stuff is hooking the bottom really well. We'll see if Junior can set sail here now that he's gotten the lead.
Don't look now, but the ace has made it to 3rd place. The number 1 of Burt Myers. Right behind him, Chris Fleming, the showstopper.
Next time around, we're going to come to 9 laps in, so we're closing in on this race pretty quickly, but man, the 51 looks like he's battling a little bit of loose conditions.
Yes, definitely loose off a condition that he fought with last week as well. Still managing a 4th and 2nd place finish in doing so, but they have found some speed on this 51, but still trying to figure out the handling on it. But right now, he's your leader with, big problems for the Flying Taco. The 3 has hit the wall in turn number 1 and turn number 2, and your caution 811, dig yellow flag, call before you dig, yellow flag is out. I'm looking up at Letty because I'm trying to get the numbers right back here. Caution 811.
Caution 811.
I'm trying to say caution 811, and when I get excited, I say caution 188.
You guys got to remember, Keith Rocco's hauler, man.
Yeah, man, you're right.
You go to Stafford Motor Speedway, you can't not see it. It's a staple there in the pits. But tough night. Listen, tough night for the Flying Taco, but I'm still buying a T-shirt if he's got one down there on my way out.
So Lucas Kaler, our director, says that he saw just in the peak of a camera that the 3 did get sideways on his own, but you really couldn't see it. So, but great eye there from Lucas Kaler, and you can see going into this turn. There's the 3. Oh, and he gets loose. No contact from the 44 of Daniel Beeson. Just gets in a little hot and a little sideways there, does Danny Probst.
Man, we watched here in qualifying, and a guy who had a moment like that, it wasn't quite as bad, but it was Burt Myers. And as many laps as he has around here, and
us, he missed it.
Yeah, us taking your car around today, it closes up there in the one pretty good. Here we come to the green.
Great shot by our cameraman Patty Torkel down in turn number 1. Now we are green flag here, 11 laps in to this 25-lap affair. Junior Snow leads Mike Speeney into the south turn.
Junior Snow, he's using, listen, if he doesn't rush the gas, he's as good as anybody. It's when he rushes that gas and gets that right rear to slip a little bit that he loses a little bit of drive, and those guys are able to close up. Now, Mike Speeney, his car is rotating and working well. He just does not look like to have the power down the straightaway that the Snowman does. Halfway.
The cross flags are out. Halfway in this 25-lap race number 2 for the Brad's Golf Cars Modifieds. The fans are on their feet. You have a North Carolina native leading a Pennsylvania native who now lives in the great state of North Carolina, followed by one of North Carolina's greatest, 3rd-generation superstar of the Madhouse Rules, in Burt Myers.
Man, Mike Speeney, when he hits it right, he reels right in. But he's got to really hook the corner just right, and he's got to hope that Junior just misses it on exit. We'll see as this race goes on if the stagger opens up, if it gets a little free in and out. But 9 laps to go, it's going to be hard to beat Junior Snow tonight, this final 25-lapper.
Yeah, and especially if he knows best. He is a young race car driver. It's hard to play defense here, as we learned as the master of playing defense, Lee Jeffries. But on your screen is a battle right now. Speaking of Lee Jeffries and that number 75 machine, he's all over John Holloman in that number 69, and to the back side of that car is the car that took the checkered flag but was disqualified, that number 4 of Jason Myers. He's been a big story tonight changing tires apparently before the first race, disqualified post-race for it. He had broken his father's record before that happened. Now back to the lead here, coming to 5 laps to go in this 25-lap contest.
Junior Snow still setting sail. It's been the tail this whole race. He's really good, and then sometimes he misses it a little bit, and they get to him, then he pulls back away when he reels it in. That's just what you deal with when you're dealing with a loose race car without drive. It takes a lot of discipline, especially at a bull ring like this, to be able to. When you're leading, there's no rabbit to chase. You're kind of by yourself, and you're trying to make sure that you get back to the gas at the right time, to not let the guy close up behind you, but then you spin him, and the guy's right there. So he's doing a great job holding on to it as they are starting to close up behind him.
3 laps to go for Junior Snow, and he's got to play defense here. And what I mean, folks, is he's going to get hit. Because the 37, I'm not saying he's going to get dumped. He's going to get hit. This is the law of the chrome horn here at Bowman Gray Stadium. But what you can do as a race car driver here, especially, is to play defense. What I mean is to make sure you manage your corner speed and your corner exit. Make sure you're getting hit square.
Yeah, and you better hope that these guys right here are nice to him, because he's come up on 2 lap cars with 2 to go.
Oh, yeah, Crab
white
Smith
flag
in front of him. White flag is out.
Are they going to be a factor?
Number 51. Here they go around lap traffic. Junior Snow to the outside of Crab Smith. Can Speeney make one last-ditch effort? No, he can't. Coming off of turn number 4, career win number 2. Give it to the Snowman, Junior Snow.
Love to see it. Love to see it. These guys, PSR guys, putting great cars together, and they get this thing figured out. They found the bind in the chassis, as you said. We talked to him on the way in.
Yep.
What did he offer you? Some chicken salad? What else did he have?
Oh, yeah, banana pudding.
Banana pudding. Oh, if they could bring some up here.
We missed it, buddy. And they had some chicken casserole is what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
talking about food again. But, hey, let's talk about the driver of this Units machine. For Junior Snow, the Units Moving and Storage DL Outfitters Best Logistics Group, number 51. And, it's kind of scored 91.
Yep.
Okay, because Drew Moffitt in the 51 has had that number. But Drew Moffitt doesn't run here much. And, not weekly. Junior Snow here is every week. I know he's told me he wants that 51 so bad. 51 was my family number. And he's like, yeah, this is an important number to me, and he really wants to use it. So he calls himself the 51. I call him the 51. Although if you look closely, there's some duct tape that makes it a 91. That's what he's officially scored at. But in his hearts, in all of our hearts, he's number 51, and he's Junior Snow. He's one of the young superstars of Bowman Gray.
91 on the track, 51 in our hearts.
That's right, baby. And the young man, the former college baseball star, is one of the young, fresh superstars of Bowman Gray. Let's go down to Randy Pulliam for the happy winner, Junior Snow.
Let's go, Junior.
What a win! Let him hear it. Junior Snow, the winner for the 2nd time in his career. Junior, I know you're excited. 2nd win. You got your 1st win a little over a year ago, June 11th to be exact. I know you would have liked to have got it sooner, but this has got to feel really good.
Yeah, especially with the day we've been having today. Really been consistent all year in the race. And we showed up this morning, we were a little off, and we worked hard on the car and got it to where it was good enough for a win tonight.
Well, I know you were fully aware that Mike Speeney was right behind you. He was hungry. He has yet to win, but it was a good, clean race. Congratulations to you. I know you want to thank your sponsors.
Well, first I want to thank Mike running me clean. Me and him, every time we run around each other, run each other hard and clean. I appreciate that. But first and foremost, I got to thank Unit Storage, DL Outfitters. I think this is their first win as a sponsor. I got to thank Best Logistics Group. Also got to thank the Scene Vault podcast. This is his first race here tonight of the season, and I got to win for him. It's pretty awesome.
Let him hear it.
First. Junior Snow, your victory, his 2nd career win for that young man. And what a job he did holding off Speeney and Burt Myers to score his 2nd career victory. That family-run team is the victor tonight in the 2nd Twin 25. Let's take a quick break on Flow Racing. We're coming back with the Buzz Bombers, baby. Stadium Stock Race, number 1.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina is a city with a rich history of reinventing itself. Here you can wine and dine back in time, or raise a glass to the future. Witness history in the making, or savor the present moment. That's why you'll love visiting Winston-Salem. Our past is present, our future is bright, and our city is yours to explore. Look forward. Travel back to Winston-Salem.
On the pole. All right, we are back at Bowman Gray Stadium. Let's get you going. Let's get you going for Stadium Stock race number 1. All right, let's give you that starting lineup. Starting on the pole for race number 1 is the driver of the Tysingers Lawn Care, number 27 from Tobaccoville, North Carolina. It's Austin Cates. To the outside, the Yadkinville, North Carolina driver in the Warren Transmissions, number 59. Looks like a Blue at Junkyard car. Well, that's because Billy Cameron owns it. It's the number 59, Isaac Harris.
Yeah, that one's near and dear to my heart for sure. But in row number 2, inside, in the number 16 in the Lindley Plumbing, from out of Lexington, North Carolina, it's Blaine Curry. To the outside of him, this man leads everything. Points, most popular driver standing. Out of Mocksville, North Carolina, in the Jerry Hunt Supercenter, number 24, A.J. Sanders.
Driving the car, number 69, is the King, North Carolina resident who starts 5th tonight. We call the car the Knot Rod. It's Brandon Krotz, and now starting 6th tonight onto the outside. Last week's winner of the Stadium Stock 50, it's the number 43 Infinity Insurance Group machine of Brendan Lee Brendel.
Chuck Wall takes his Tri-City Plumbing number 81 from the inside of row 4. On the outside of him, it's the number 51, the Disco Turkey, and the Disco Turkey number 51 from Tobaccoville, North Carolina, Andrew Cates.
Starting 9th tonight, and I'm looking to see if he brought the Pintang with him. Yes, he did, folks. Starting 9th tonight from Mocksville, North Carolina, driving half Pinto, half Mustang. It's the Pintang, Chris Allison, to his outside, the driver of the Deep Clean Solutions, number 46 from Kernersville, North Carolina. It's young Wyatt Sapp.
Out of North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. I think he's going to have to go to the rear, but starting in the inside of row 6, Terry Torrance in the number 50. The Budget Blinds, number 74, out of Walnut Cove, North Carolina. That's Matt Alley on the outside of row number 6.
And now rounding out your field, as we're getting ready to take the green, Billy Andrews, Justin Owens, and Steven Sanders, who sits, I think, 3rd in points. Yeah, 3rd in points. Starts at the scratch of the field in a number 8 machine, a brand-new-looking car, a blue number 8. The stadium stocks are underway for race number 1 of 2. Cates on the bottom gets kind of shuffled up there a little bit, side by side. They go down the backstretch. The Buzz Bombers putting on a show. Now a stack up coming out of turn number 2. Justin Owens is around. Steven Sanders, your 3rd place guy on double points night, is around as well.
Your leader bout goes around under caution too. Man, this is...
And I believe, is that the 51? That's the Disco Turkey also involved.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Cates there. The brothers Cates having an entertaining front of this lineup. Andrew Cates, the Disco Turkey, in that 51 goes around. They're going to play baseball here, by the way, the Disco Turkeys, at the beginning of July.
Really?
Yes.
Right
at
in here.
Bowman Gray, a baseball game.
Where are they going to put the field?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting, though. But the Disco Turkeys will play the Uwharrie Wampus Cats.
Well,
That's pretty
dude,
cool.
those names, the names of those teams.
Gotta love the Wampus Cats.
What's your home team back up in New York?
Oh, back up in.
Well, you were an Intimidators
yeah.
guy.
Well, I am a huge Kannapolis Cannonballers
huge,
guy.
the best stadium ever. But hate their playground for the kids.
Here we go. Oh, it is. It's crazy, that playground. Oh,
This is after the caution came out. This is your
see
leader.
the caution comes out. Oh my gosh, Teisinger's lawn care car goes taking care of some grass business on the inside. What a save by Austin Cates.
I love what they've done with the repave and the concrete here, because I remember when
used to have a ledge.
Yeah, well, when Corey won the race here, he said, when he won the K&N race here, we had a car, it was a white car fiberglass body, we called it Catfish, because it would hunt the bottom. And he right over here in turn 1 and 2, he drove into the infield to do burnouts and blew the nose off the car because of the divot. And
if you didn't hit it right.
That's all Randy was mad about. He broke the nose. He won his first K&N race, but that's
wreck out all the ductwork and everything in there. If you saw the old ledge here, you could use it to hook.
You could,
car, because you could float. Especially center off here. I remember driving the mini stock here. You could actually float if you could get the left front to hit that ridge. You could almost help the car turn. Back in those days.
Man, that's a tough game to play.
Oh, there's Justin Owens right there, stuck there in the outside of turn number 3. One of the best-looking cars in our field is the driver of the number 54 Black Sand Company machine. Races a lot of times at Wake County Speedway on Friday nights. Toes over here to Bowman Gray. Look at those chrome wheels. What a beautiful machine on the screen there, and you see his night is done.
Ooh.
And that's really tough for Owens, who sat 7th in points, looking for his first ever win at Bowman Gray Stadium.
It looks like the steering is broken. And these cars are all pretty much stock.
They are?
Except for they're not stock, about a stock car. But we got to talk to Blaine Curry today. And he told us about, he kind of showed me the suspension on his car, and it's all stock pickup points from a Mustang on the front and the back. They just put a cage on it, and his dad, pretty interesting story. They showed me a car that won a couple championships here and a bunch of races. It was a Volkswagen Bug, painted like the Rapid Roman himself, number 61.
Yeah, the 9-time national modified champion, first class Hall of Famer. Look, getting some. He's cheering on.
He's mad at some. He's mad at the Pintang.
Mad at the Pintang. Little drama from the Pintang. Justin Owens showing his displeasure. But yeah, Charlie Curry, Blaine Curry's dad. Blaine Curry, the driver of the number 16, his dad, the great Charlie Curry, who when I first started watching races here at Bowman Gray, when I moved down here to North Carolina, his dad, the driver right there, the number 16, Lindley Plumbing Machine, Little Donuts, his father, Charlie Curry, drove that Volkswagen, and it was a fan favorite, dude. That car just went. And that's back in the day. We called them the Buzz Bombers a lot. They used to be called that, actually, officially. But he was the king around this place for quite some time.
Yeah, and you look at these divisions, right, and you look at Blaine Curry and what they've built there. They built that car themselves, and I look at the car. I look at Isaac Harris leading. That's painted like John Blewett III's car was. That's like a Blewett car. And these guys, painting their stuff like modifieds. Eventually, one day they can move up the modifieds, or they can make their hay right here, racing these.
Isaac Harris, the guy who's leading as we're coming back to green right now. Coming back to green, 1 lap on the board. Isaac Harris, your leader, is a red, white, and blue car. And, yeah, it's painted like the Blewett livery. John Blewett Jr., the great modified racer from New Jersey. And then, of course, John the Third. And Jimmy Blewett, who still currently races, drives that same paint scheme at Wall Stadium. The battle is on, really, for 4th and 5th right now as Austin Cates, is going backwards fast. He's stuck on the outside there, and you see Chuck Wall, who was disqualified last week for an aluminum drive shaft. And he was like, I put on the right drive shaft this weekend. Nobody ever checks those things. He goes, honestly, Dillner, he said it was 1.2 pounds heavier. So he's like, I'm fine. I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to have a good race car. And he's proving it right now, getting around the knot rod, moving into the 5th position. The battle is on up front, though. A.J. Sanders is all over Isaac Harris going into turn 1. Contact! A.J. Sanders to the back of the Warren Transmissions machine. They go side by side down the back straightaway into the north turn. The Grandmaster on the inside. The youngster on the outside hanging on.
man, he's showing why he's a fan favorite and the points leader. A.J. Sanders, he is hauling the mail tonight.
You know, the 16 in second place who got just dove into second place, though, Blaine Curry, we talked to him in great detail before this race by his pit area. They haven't had the speed or the luck that they had at the beginning of the year, and right now that car looks to be hooked up.
That car is working, and like they said, they've been working on it, and those guys. Oh, we got the 43 car right here. I can't get over that car. Every time I look at it, I think of John Blue III, but it seems to be going backwards a little bit right now. I wonder if there's a little damage from when AJ got in the side of him.
And Brendan Lee Brendel making no mistake that he is one of the faster cars in this field, and he moves into the third spot. Chuck Wall follows suit with that black and red number 81 on the bottom. P4 now for Chuck Wall, who's won 3 times so far this year after that disqualification last week. He was his 4th win of the season.
Back to Blaine Curry and guys like A.J. Sanders. You know, these cars, even though they're stadium stocks and they're stock Mustang frames, they are beautiful race cars. These guys have done a great job building them.
Battle is on for the 3rd position. Chuck Wall to the inside of Brendan Lee Brendel. Give him the spot coming out of the north turn and down the front straightaway. Chuck Wall has made his way up. He needs a caution flag right now because it's a 1-2 breakaway at the front of the field. A.J. Sanders leads Blaine Curry off of turn number 4.
Coming to 4 to go. The great thing about this, the premier divisions, the modifieds, and the sportsmen, they're over, and this place is still packed, and fans are still going crazy.
Well, because, you know, the stadium stocks, they can really battle, and they can really pass. They have a little more room, and now here comes Blaine Curry to the backside of A.J. Sanders. He has a fast car, and he's trying to show it. A.J. Sanders masterfully playing defense there, stuck to the bottom in 1 and 2, and now we have a spinner. The knot rod has spun in turn 2. Put it out, yellow flag, caution 811, call before you dig, yellow flag caused by the knot rod.
Let's go. I love it. They're a little quick on the trigger for the caution, and I love it. Stack them up, and let's see what's going on.
There's a reason. There's a little debris they're picking up in turn number 1 and turn number 2, probably kicked up from that infield grass.
That's all right. I'm here for it.
Man.
I'm here for it.
You know why? This set up a showdown.
2 to go.
2 to go. Let's see what happened to the knot rod. Brandon Krotz as he goes to the inside of Isaac Karras. Isaac shuts the door a little bit there. The knot rod trying not to get into him. Krotz, a very clean race car driver, and he spun himself around. Good save there in the grass, though.
Man, people on Twitter would be going crazy if they threw that caution at a cup race. But hey, I'm here for it, and I love it. And I love that name, the knot rod. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. It's just cool as heck.
It's great.
You know, there's names of race cars out here. You got the Pintang, which is part Pinto, part Mustang, folks. So the front part is a Mustang. The back half is a Pinto.
He kept the leaf springs in her.
Yeah, you got to keep those leaf springs.
Hey, caution lights are out. Favorite name of a race car ever?
Probably the Gray Ghost.
Damn, you stole mine.
Yeah, Richie Evans.
Yep.
The Gray Ghost. I saw that car win at Claremont one time when I was a kid. It was incredible. Jaws, Charlie Jazombeck's famed number 1 modified, Vega. Green flag is out. We only have 2 laps to go.
Great job for A.J. Sanders on this restart.
A.J. Sanders, the master. Will he take the young Blaine Curry to school here? Chuck Wall might have something to say about it. Ooh. Chuck Wall in 3rd place. Curry sideways. 1 lap to go.
Curry buried it in the 3 and 4 last time. Let's see if he does it again. If he gets some drive off of here, he's going to have a shot. He's close enough to put the bumper to him.
He is.
Oh, here it is.
Curry to the back bumper of the number 24, but to no avail. The master does it. A.J. Sanders win number 58 at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Man, there's a reason he's got 58, close to 60 wins, and he just showed it there. He didn't get rattled 1 time, but Blaine Curry also great job. He drove it in the 3 and 4 on the second and last lap so hard I can't believe it stuck.
Yeah, I know. Great though to see Blaine Curry, especially on double points night. He was worried that, hey man, tonight could be good or could be really bad.
Yeah.
And it was really good for the driver, that 16. Good to see him get a nice second place finish after some tough weeks. So, but this driver is red hot. He started the season out, Skippy, with a uncharacteristic 14th place finish. Oof. Okay. He's raced 6 races since. Every finish has been a podium finish, including now 7 races tonight. a podium finish in every single race he's competed in since. And now A.J. Sanders, he's at the top of the heap. He's at the top of the points battle, and there is a reason.
Yeah, this is only his second win on the season, but like you said, when I list off his last couple finishes, second, third, first, third, second, and that 14th is obviously an outlier. I don't know what happened that night. What happened to him? Do you remember?
He was involved in a little incident.
So you're going to have
and that knocked him. And Brendan Brendel finished 15th that night. So both of those cars have mirrored each other throughout the season. Brendan Brendel finishing 4th tonight, 2nd Blaine Curry, 3rd Chuck Wall. But the winner tonight, win number 58 for the Grandmaster, it is A.J. Sanders from Moxville. And A.J., he's run late models at Concord Speedway back in the 601 Concord days. This guy is a racer. And he's battled through heart attacks, health problems. He works on his own stuff. He builds his own race cars, and he is a pure racer. Let's go down to Chris Carter in Victory Lane.
AJ getting undone, getting unbuckled, got that helmet off. Let him hear you. Here he comes, AJ! Well, here we are. Congratulations, AJ Sanders, your second win of the season. Man, you had your hands full back there with Blaine Curry, man. Tell us about it.
I'm going to tell you what. He drove me as hard as he could, but as clean as he could. I will remember if I'm behind him. Blaine is a good race car driver. I'm glad to see he had a good finish. Just thank good Lord above. We've had a rough day, but he's been on my side all day. I don't know, man. This is pretty cool to be this old and still doing it. As long as I've done it now, 41 years. With my family, my sponsors. Twin City Towing come rescued me today. Towed my car because my truck broke down. I had to go back and work on it. So thanks to Tommy. Locker at a Mexican restaurant. Parish Tire, I work for them. They come on board this year. Thanks to them. Amanda Tucker, Carolina Triad Choice Realty, Clifton Plumbing, and especially Jerry Hunt, Supercenter with Todd Hunt, Radical Race Gear. And I'm going to tell you what, that carburetor, VDL fixed it up this week, and it showed.
AJ.
Great story from A.J. Sanders. Great story from A.J. there, right there. 58th career win. Had to get towed here by a tow truck. Let's take a quick break. We have 2 more races to go. Another stadium stock race. And, folks, the Mobile Midway Storage skid plate race.